Summer's here. Have you found your sneaky link? Surf's up.
These are three things you never do with a sneaky link. Let's go. One, you never give her your non sexual attention. That means when you go home, you don't text her, you don't call her, you don't FaceTime her, none of that bullshit. You're her F buddy, and that's it. Two, after you guys, you leave within 30 minutes, bro. We don't do none of that lovey dovey, kissing up, cuddling, none of that bullshit. Real. Three, you don't kiss and tell, bro. Girl's like a quiet dude that can keep his mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? Not even your best friend gotta know, bro. You gotta treat sex like food. Every time you eat, do you tell your friends? No, exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Imagine if I listen what I hate, I gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now when you're not, okay? You big mad, oh you big mad. Got a big bag, popping big tags. All white Rover, yeah, with that.
What's going on, everyone? This is Star. Welcome to the channel. Happy weekend. We're going to talk about a number of topics today. We're going to talk about the mother and son in Chicago. We're also going to talk about sneaky links. But first, we must start with Chicago. So a mother and a son went to pick up their food at, I think people are saying, a hot dog stand. Anyways, they went to pick up their food. The mother gets into it with the man. The man tells her, say one more thing and I'm going to knock you out. She proceeds to speak and he starts swinging like he's at Floyd Mayweather's gym. Listen, black men, if you have all this pent up rage, why aren't you at a local boxing gym so you can get out all that stress? If you're picking on women, you're simply a bitch. And the craziest part of the story was when the man was tagging her in the face, all the men scattered like little rats. And the 14-year-old son was forced to step up and be the man in the situation because the men refused to. Now that's sad. A lot of these black men have taken the side of the deceased man. And I understand why, because black men love dysfunction. They've watched their mothers get beaten, their aunties, their grandmothers. To black men, abuse is normal. Because, hey, they out here beating their girlfriends. These men out here are so sick, they'll probably high-five the guy that ends up beating their daughter's ass. This is how sick some of these black men are. Go ahead and roll that clip of the press conference. Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Attorney Brandon Brown. That's Brandon, last name Brown, Brown. This morning, we filed a 4-count complaint on behalf of Carlisha Hood. This complaint is being filed against the city of Chicago and the defendant officers who were responsible for her arrest. The complaint contains counts of malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We do not take what happened to Ms. Hood lightly, and we intend to pursue this lawsuit, and there will be additional lawsuits forthcoming. I want to add that Ms. Hood and myself, we recognize that there has been a life loss, and so we are praying for the family of this man who lost his life. I don't want that to be forgotten. We appreciate that lives were affected by this incident, and so we don't want to dilute or diminish that. However, Ms. Hood and her son, we believe were wrong, and we intend to pursue that.
A lot of black men are siding with the deceased man because they can't let go of that hood mentality. Even though some of them are successful, they got the house, they got the cars, but they still can't let go of that mentality. And that's when therapy comes in. But black men think therapy is dumb. A lot of us have seen some wild shit living in all black neighborhoods. I know I have. So when I was 8 years old, I walked to my friend's house. She lived down the street from me. I get to her home. Her parents let me in. They tell me she's not there. I say, okay. I exit the house. I jump off the porch and I proceed to walk home. I'm halfway there and all of a sudden I hear a crazy explosion behind me. And when I turn around, the house I was just in was now engulfed in flames. At that point, all the neighbors came rushing out the house, including my family, because the explosion was crazy loud. I think it's safe to say God was looking out for me that day, because the parents did offer me a plate of food. Had I accepted, I would have been sitting right there when the explosion happened. My friend's parents and her older sister did survive, but they suffered major burns all over the body. They had broken teeth from jumping out the window. And needless to say, they were shaken up after that tragic event. But the insane part about the whole thing is that once they got a new house, it happened again. Yeah, they had some enemies, and they refused to give up until they accomplished their mission. I just can't thank God enough for getting me out of that house in time. That could have went a whole lot different, and who knows what could have happened to me. Now let's get back to the mother and son in Chicago. Thank God they dropped the charges against the mother and the son, because if those charges would have stuck, men would have been acting a fool this summer. It is way too many black men out here that are lost. And let me show you an example. Roll it.
Today we got this nice dark chocolate Namibian boy with a beautiful bow tie, a great pocket square and a lot of pockets. He's 18, full consent. We're going to be unwrapping this dark chocolate boy. Ooh, we're going to see the 2 planets on his cheeks. Look at that. Just do a little twirl for me. Wow, look at the 2 planets on there. But now we got a nice little vest with the button-ups, and we're definitely going to eat them out tonight.
Do you see what I'm talking about? What the hell did I just watch? I'm sorry, what the hell did we just watch? These men are lost. And these young men, they don't have their fathers. You need both parents. All the time, men are blaming women for the way boys are being raised. So go back and take care of your seed. And why are you so reckless with your seed? You got to take accountability at some point. I mean, a woman can't have a baby unless you lay down with her and commit the act. You know what? Never mind. No need to beat a dead horse. Let's go on to sneaky links.
Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Oh no.
What the fuck is going on in here? I heard her. I'm hearing noises. It's getting ridiculous. What's going on? Anthony, I know she's in here. Come on. Enough is enough.
Come on, fess up. How many of y'all have sneaky links? I know y'all do. And I'm talking to you married couples as well, because some of y'all be out here together looking for women. That's a whole nother show. Now, I have to talk to the ladies, because some of y'all be signing up to be sneaky links, and after you have sex, you want to be in a relationship. You can't be out here switching up the rules in the middle of the game. You have to make up your mind. Are you going to be a sneaky link, or are you going to be a good girl and wait for a relationship? Some women claim they don't want a relationship when they know they do, and they lay down with men knowing they don't want a relationship with them, but they think by having sex with them, it's going to change their mind. But it's not. I know you think you got the hottest kitty in the game, but you're delusional. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, it's just real. We can't feed ourselves these fairy tales. Why do you think you can change a man's mind with sex when sex is so easy to get these days? It's easy. This isn't your grandmother's era when men actually had to put in effort to get sex. Do black men respect single mothers? No. And they think you a damn fool for having their babies out of wedlock, but they're not going to tell you that. These men are trying to figure out why you take so much bullshit from them. Why they can call you at 2 in the morning and you jump up just to have sex. They trying to figure out why you don't have any options. Why you don't love yourself. You got to wake up. All women at some point have been delusional. I know I have. And the men are delusional as well. They're always bragging about how they can have babies at 50, 60, 70 years old. And that's absolutely true. But can you run up and down a football field with your son from sun up to sundown? Or is your son going to get cheated out of having an active father because you had him so late? That's a real thing. And now you got black men mad at Adam 22 because he allowed his wife to sleep with a man. Isn't she a porn star? That's what porn stars do. He married her. And we all know that these white boys out here have their kinks. But what these black men aren't revealing, that after they sleep with the wives, sometimes the white husband wants a sample too. You know what? I'm not going there today. You know, the black man that slept with Adam 22's wife, he has a popular TikTok channel that I ran across early last year. He must be getting paid very well because he was in a mansion in Miami and he had a foreign wife who's very voluptuous, like Ice-T's wife, if you know what I mean. Go and check that out. Did the men really think that Adam 22 had a traditional marriage? I mean, they do porn. It's just so crazy how men are trying to police another man's marriage. It's crazy. Men are going to continue to marry strippers and porn stars, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's so crazy that these men on the internet think they can control what another man does with his money. You can't control that. The men today are more nosy than women are. Way more nosy. They know more about gossip than we do. Once upon a time, it wasn't cool for men to gossip. It wasn't cool for them to sit down and break down what's going on in entertainment. No, that was supposed to be a woman thing. We living in scary times where men are saying, okay, I'm tired of being a man. Let me just start dressing like a woman. I've seen on TikTok where men are stating the only reason why they're dressing up like women is because they want to live a better life because being a man is too hard. Go check it out. You got some of these men out here that don't know how to change a tire. I've seen clips on the internet of women on their knees struggling to change a tire and the man standing there brushing his hair and looking at his phone. And after you change that tire, they expect you to give them the best sex of their life. It's insane. Ain't no way in hell I'm laying with a man that's expecting me to do all the duties of a man. Absolutely not. I'm going to say something that's going to make a lot of people mad. I think it is dangerous to have sons and have them around nothing but women while growing up. When I was a little girl, I was surrounded by women. Men too, but mostly women. It was a lot of cooking and baking going on, a lot of going to appointments, also going to the flower shop, learning how to plant a garden. It was a lot of girly shit going on. What can a little boy get from that environment? He needs his father. He needs his uncles. I'm not saying little boys don't need their mothers. Of course they do. But who's going to teach that little boy to be a man? Because I can't teach a little boy how to be a man. A man has to be present. For years here on YouTube, I've heard women say, oh, I don't need a man to help me with these kids. Why not? He helped you make those kids. I don't think any woman enjoys being a single mother. I'm sure at some point you sit back and think, damn, it would be nice to have some help. Anyways, that's all I got, kids. I hope you have a great 4th of July, and I'll talk to you next time. I'm Star. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Good night.